All right, everybody, we are back, and I think this is going to be an interesting episode because uh, Pam and I are going to talk about two of the most anticipated films of the year, and I think we both liked them, but I think we both had some different reactions to them. So it's going to be an interesting conversation. Before we get into that, I'd kind of like to talk about the Critics' Choice Awards nominations that were released today. Um, the Critics' Choice Association, Pam and I are both members of that. We try to go to the ceremony every year. It's been a couple of years because of different extenuating circumstances, but we are going to go this year. Looking forward to it. Um, what were your first takeaways regarding the nominations? As usual, I have mixed reviews about them.
Yeah, I do too. I tend to I think I'm in everything is a bell curve, and I'm on the lower end of the bell curve when it comes to nominations. And both of our critics organizations, both the CCA and the Chicago Film Critics Association, that will be I believe the nominations come out next week, early next week, midweek,
For the
and
Chicago's?
more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um,
I don't like you saying that you're below the bell curve. I don't think that's true. Because if you are, then I am. And I prefer to think that we are smarter and we have taste.
All right, I'm going to go with that. But as statistics go, we are on the other end. You could put us on either end, but we are not in the middle of this group.
Who wants to be in the middle?
Never, never. Always want to be
Yeah.
a little different. Sorry, I got my hair highlighted today, and apparently when I say the word highlight to somebody, they think, "Oh, Pam wants to go blonde." Pam doesn't want to go blonde. Pam is not blonde. Pam is blonde right now. Pam is not.
Wow, Pam is really gone off on a tangent.
Anyway.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I guess I wasn't totally surprised by everything. I was really surprised that Sinners got 17 nominations. How
Yeah,
about you?
I like the film. I don't quite understand the reaction to it. I have a couple of theories about that. Um, but yeah, 17 nominations is, I'm sorry, ridiculous
A little
for
excessive,
that
I
film.
think, right?
What?
A little excessive.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But again, what do I know? Um, but yeah, my complaint has always been with the Critics' Choice that there's always a fear of breaking your own path. It just is the same stuff that everyone in every organization is going to nominate. And rarely do they, you know, say, hey, we're going to champion this film that is out in the mainstream. And I'm not seeing that here.
I would agree with you. I think that we go out of our way to find the smaller films that are worthwhile in seeing. I was very happy to see one of my favorite films of the year, The Ballad of Wallace Island, was nominated for the category of Best Comedy. So that I was happy about. I was shocked that George Clooney did not get a Best Actor nomination, considering the fact that he's in Jay Kelly, and you reviewed this. This is kind of funny. You reviewed this on the CBS Morning News in Milwaukee on Thursday. Yesterday, we're taping today on Friday. And I will review this on Racine and Me on Sunday. We already taped for the show on Wednesday. I cried. I couldn't get through the review.
Well,
That
right.
one
We'll
movie.
we'll get to that in a second because that's one of the movies we're going to review.
Right. So the fact that George Clooney was not nominated for this movie kind of blew me away.
Me
Um, you,
too.
you were being like loved on real hard by your dog.
I know. And I don't know if I like the phrase real hard, but yeah.
Well, I was gonna say mauled, and I thought, no, that's not right.
No, that mauled is more appropriate.
Okay.
We have moved to a bigger, hopefully he will find a spot. Jesus Christ. Okay, here we go. Uh, I was happy to see Ava Victor pop up in the best screenplay
Oh,
category.
wasn't that wonderful to see?
Yeah, I was going to be really pissed off if they had overlooked that film completely.
Right.
That would have really upset me.
Yeah,
So that
that
was
was
good to
great.
see. And she's one of the few people this year that I really want to meet. I hope she's there.
I hope she is too. I did like seeing the fact that Chloe Zhao was nominated for Hamnet, another movie we're going to discuss, and we have different opinions about it in similar ways, which is going to be kind of fun to talk about, I think. I don't know, I'm like spitballing here. Any other things that you were happy about or surprised about or snubs?
I was surprised and happy that there seemed to be no love for Avatar. I
No,
mean, that
wasn't.
was not in, Best Picture or anything like that, where it has been before. And so that made me happy. It did get, Best
Special
special
effects.
effects,
Yeah.
which I'm sure that it deserves. But I'm really glad that, it wasn't, didn't sweep things or didn't get a ton of nominations as it has before. Um,
I
I
do
was
want
stunned that Cynthia Erivo was not nominated for Wicked.
to, okay. I
And oh, go ahead.
I was saddened by the fact that House of Dynamite only got one, and that was for best editing. I think
Jesus.
it deserves it for that, but I really wanted to see Catherine Bigelow in that best director group, and it's not there.
And should have been nominated for Best Picture as well.
Absolutely. It is our best picture category
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah, again, this is where I start to question the people in our organization. I don't know
Yeah.
how that happens. Very glad Ethan Hawke wasn't overlooked for Blue Moon.
Me too. Me too. I described that film as being flawless, so I was really happy to see it get at least one nomination. And Ethan, this is I think a role of a lifetime for Ethan Hawke, and I'm
I
glad
think so too.
he's recognized.
And I know you didn't like Begonia, but the fact that Jesse Plemons was not recognized, I think, is criminal as well. He's that
Yeah.
whole film.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised about that too. And I know that there are only so many spots for so many different pictures and categories, but I didn't love that movie. I really didn't at all, but I
I know.
appreciated it, and I appreciated Emma Stone in it. I appreciated Jesse Plemons. So yeah, I was kind of surprised too.
Yeah, Emma Stone was nominated by our group, but I don't see how you do one without the other on that one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but we
Frankenstein.
will go ahead. What?
Frankenstein. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
Frankenstein has
Frankenstein,
11.
11. Yeah. Well, I think it's a fine film. I know you don't, but
No, 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 don't
Del
misquote me. Don't misquote me, sir. I think it's a
okay.
fine film. It's just too long.
But Del Toro is well liked among
He is.
people.
Now, I have to say, one thing they didn't get nominated for, one category, and this is the issue that I had with the film, best editing. They did not get a nomination for best editing.
And you think it should have?
No, I do not think it should have. Absolutely not. I think that's the problem with the film is the editing.
That it's not edited enough.
Right, exactly.
And I'm going to ask you a question right now. We did not review this film, but if you can explain why sentimental value is being championed by everyone, I would really appreciate it.
Okay, this is a father-daughter story. And much like we'll talk about with Jay Kelly, my takeaway from both of these movies is we all make choices in our lives, and those choices have consequences, even the smallest ones, like the butterfly effect that actually, I guess, started as actually a seagull. Anyway, I'm not going to digress too far on that one. These small things, decisions that we make have these long-lasting consequences, and we can't turn back the hands of time. And to me, it was just a beautiful full circle story where we have a daughter and a father who are estranged from one another for various reasons. And I think the storytelling technique on that was beautifully done with the house narrating things. That was a cool, taking an inanimate object and giving it a personality and a memory. I loved that perspective. I used to write stories when I was a kid. My life is a table. My life is a tree. My life is these different things. So I loved that aspect of it. I'll show you
I
those.
didn't know that about you, and now that explains a lot. So thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. How about my life is a chair? Got that one
Uh-huh.
too.
Uh-huh.
It's
Okay, we're
pretty
going to let
funny.
that one go right now, but we will return to it.
So I thought it was a beautiful story of healing and a father and a daughter figuring out that they're more alike than not. And maybe that was the problem to begin with and how they can come together. I thought it was a beautiful story.
It put me to sleep.
Oh,
I just was bored to fucking tears with that film.
I'm sorry
God.
to hear that.
Oh, oh. So, well, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you got something out of it.
Yep. I don't know that I nominated it for anything though, but now it's in
Aha.
nomination. So I have to relook at all of these categories and see what I'm going to
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah, it got six.
Hmm.
Somehow got six nominations. So, okay. So, so, you have mentioned Jay Kelly, and that is one of the films that we wanted to talk about today. And you're right, Jay Kelly, um, at its core, is about decisions that you make and the consequences. And Jay Kelly, our movie star, played by George Clooney, and I don't think it's a mistake that Jay Kelly sounds like George Clooney.
Right, right.
But Clooney has said, and from what we know about him, his story is not Jay Kelly's, because Jay
No.
Kelly is a really lonely guy. There's nothing to Jay Kelly. Jay Kelly has become what his movie star roles are. And in a way, I've always thought that was what the deal was with John Wayne. With John Wayne, I always thought he blurred. It was a blur between his real life persona and his film persona. And after a while, I don't think he could tell the difference, or willingly adopted that persona.
Hmm.
And that's what we have here with Kelly. He's losing touch with everyone. His daughter, he thought he was going to be able to spend the summer with her, but she is going off with friends to Europe. And he finds that a mentor of his has died. And an old classmate, a guy played by Billy Crudup, who steals the show with his one scene, comes back. Apparently, the story is Jay accompanied this guy to an audition many years ago. Jay got the part. He didn't. Jay's a star. He's not. What a lot of resentment there's there. And that's a problem. All three of these things are a wake-up call to him. And so he sets off to Europe to follow his daughter without telling her, which is a mistake.
Yeah, he trails her like a creepy dad.
Yeah. And his entourage is in tow as well. Emily Mortimer as his stylist, Laura Dern as his manager, or a publicity person, and Adam Sandler as Ron, his agent, are all in tow because they've got to take care of Jay because Jay can't take care of himself. Um, there's a lot here to unpack. And I think if you're a big movie fan, you're going to get more out of this than a casual moviegoer,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Uh, Especially if you've followed somebody like Clooney or somebody with a career of that longevity. Have you followed them? Uh, this will have an impact on you. At one point, one of the people he runs into, one of his fans he runs into, he says, something to the effect, well, I'm old. You're old too. He says, no, I'm not old, and you're not old either. And I've had this conversation with my brother Brad about Brad Pitt. You hear that Brad Pitt's 60, and it's like, no, that's not possible.
Right.
And it's because Brad Pitt's been a part of our movie lives, all of our life,
Right.
basically.
Right.
He can't, I'm not old, so he can't be old. I didn't think. So, what I took from this was that, the choices you make, as you say, lead to certain consequences. And he is an incredibly lonely man. And the flip side is Ron, played by Adam Sandler. The choices he's made has basically destroyed his life.
Yeah.
I mean, the one thing I take away from the film is he's got a young son, about 5 or 6, and he's reading a book to his son over the phone and showing him pictures of the book. And it's like, yeah, that's not the way it should be.
Right.
So, but what did you think of this, or what did you take away from it? It seems though you got something else out of it.
I don't know if it's just because of the stage of life that I'm in or we're in. You're only a year younger than me. And I look at I look in the rearview mirror, and I think that's what he was doing. And
Yes.
he made choices to the best of his ability. and the time and the information that he had at that time, as we all do.
Sure.
And you look back and you do question some of your decisions, and you can't go back in time. And I'm gonna cry again. I'm not gonna make it through this.
Okay. Okay. No, you're right.
No. I want
Yeah.
to keep going. I want to keep going.
Okay.
So
All right.
so he wants a redo. He wants a second take, much like he did
Yes.
in his memory of one of the movies that he met this woman he played by Eve Hewson. In the film that he was filming, he fell in love with her, and he wanted to do the take again. And he wanted a second take in life. We don't get a second take in life.
No.
We can't go back. And what we're doing is what we're doing. And to me, that was just so poignant and beautiful. And the other aspect was, I wish Noah Baumbach is the director and co-writer along with Emily Mortimer. And he used this flashback kind of thing where George Clooney steps into the room and sees his younger self in these different situations. And he says there were so many poignant movies or
Yes.
lines in this movie. He
Yeah.
said, I wonder if she remembers this situation in the same way that I do. And there's
Right.
no way that they do, because we all remember things differently. And every single time we tell a story, we remember it differently, and we replant it back in those file cabinets a little differently. That's actually called pruning. It's a neurological thing that we do. But I just thought that was beautiful to have that perspective. And I don't think he was an empty, hollow man. I think we watched him grow and transform. It was like this metamorphosis. And we watched him
Really?
realize, oh yeah, he became a person that understood what happened in the past, and he wants to be a better person now. That final scene with Adam Sandler, oh my God, it broke my heart. And this is a story about friendship and the friendship between he and Sandler. And I don't usually get all blubbery about guy friendships, but this was a beautiful one-sided friendship. And I feel like Jake Kelly thought, oh my gosh, I've been a shitty friend. How can I change this? Is it too late with him too?
But will he? Is he capable of changing, I guess, is my question.
I think we
Um,
saw him transform. To me, he went from this ugly caterpillar to this beautiful butterfly.
but at the end, he turns to the camera and asks, if we want to do this again,
Oh,
another movie. And
no, that's not how I took that.
okay,
He's watching the best
his
moments of
life.
life up on screen. He wants a redo on his life because he has fucked it up, and he wants
Okay.
a redo on his life.
All right. All right. Good. Good.
Wow,
See,
do
I
I
don't
feel
think he's,
passionately about this or what?
yeah, and that's great. I love that. I love that. I think that he's incapable of doing it. He may want to. I think he wants to, but I don't think he can. Everything in it to him is a movie. And I love that what you mentioned with Baumbach going back to these flashback scenes and Clooney watching them. They're set up like movie scenes because that's how he perceives everything. Everything is a movie to him. That's his lens on life. And that is just so very tragic as well. This is a movie that, when I read about it, I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun. I had no idea it was going to have so many layers,
Right,
and that it was one that I'm probably going to go back and watch a couple of times because I'm sure there's stuff I missed.
right.
But it is much more dense and much more meaningful than I thought it would be. It was a big surprise to me. And Clooney, I love the guy,
Oh,
but I've never thought he was. I mean, he's not a great actor. Here he is,
oh.
though. Here he is.
He shines. This is his role. This is his moment to really shine and show who he is. And the fact that the Critics' Choice Awards did not
Yeah,
recognize him is gutting to me.
yeah.
The movie has been recognized, but not him. Um,
Well, and the ensemble has been recognized, but
yeah,
not him. I'm
yeah,
glad Sandler, though, that was nominated for Best Supporting Actor. You've never seen Adam Sandler like this,
no,
and he'll break your heart as well.
yeah. And I don't know if we're supposed to do this or not, but Adam Sandler, you're getting my vote. Just
Get my vote
FYI.
too. I mean, the scene, the other whole aspect, Patrick Wilson is in it as another one of his clients.
Yeah.
And this one scene he has with him, oh my God. Oh my God.
I was laughing and crying at the same
And
time.
crying. Yeah.
But
Yeah. What else can you do?
I gotta tell you,
Um,
I didn't like the movie for the first 15 minutes. I thought it was pretentious and bloated, and I didn't like it at all. I thought, who wants to watch these self-absorbed Hollywood movie people think they're more important and talk more loudly than everybody else? This is
uh-huh.
disgusting. And then after that, I'm like, oh, okay, there's a lot
As
more.
soon as we leave, and you did notice when that happened, as soon as we leave Hollywood, it
Yeah,
changes.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Really good film.
yeah,
And another one that I watched earlier this week, think you saw it earlier than me, but I haven't been able to shake. Um, Hamnet by Chloe Zhao.
yeah. When I see that Chloe Zhao is attached to something, I'm gonna see it. She has such a unique lens, as you say, with looking at movies and stories and how nature is always incorporated into that. Um, I have a quick side story about Chloe Zhao.
Yeah,
Um,
you interviewed her. You met her.
I did. I'm trying to look for the name of the movie that I
The
interviewed. Oh, the
writer.
writer. Yeah. So
God, oh,
this
Jesus Christ.
this was back in 2017, and I'm at the Toronto International Film Festival, and I have an interview with this woman, Chloe Zhao, who I didn't know anything about because she hadn't done a whole lot before then. And I'm watching her movie on the big screen called The Rider. And this has like this documentary feel to it about this horse and this family and what happens to the horses on the ranch. There are a lot of real people involved in the making of this movie. And in the midst of this movie, I'm getting texts from my husband saying we have to put Maggie down. Maggie was my dog.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
And so, I mean, talk about an emotional wreck. I'm not watching the movie as closely as I should be, as you can imagine. And I'm watching a horse die on the screen. Meanwhile, Chris is saying she's gone and telling me that my dog is gone and she's dead. She's been put down. And I'm watching this horse die on screen. And I am a mess and a half. I'm sure the people around me are like saying, yeah, this is a movie. Why are you
It's
crying so
yeah,
hard?
uh-huh.
And so I go to the interview at this swanky hotel a few blocks away, and I walk in and she goes, are you okay?
Oh my God, so she knew it was you?
Um, well, no, she didn't know it was me crying. She just saw my face. I'm
Oh,
an
so you
ugly
came
mess
from
when
the
I cry.
film to the interview.
Immediately.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm bolting to this interview and I'm sure I have mascara running down. I look like shit. And I walk in and she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I said, yeah, I just had to put my dog down in and I'm watching your movie and the horse is dying. Just tell me everything is like CGI because I know like you have real people in this movie. Please tell me that what I watched wasn't real. And she came over and she gave me a great big hug.
Oh, oh, that's nice. That's nice.
That was sweet. So Chloe is up there on the list for me because she is a kind, compassionate person and her movies always have a weird and different kind of angle to them. And Hamnet is no different. This is the origin story for Hamlet. It is not a superhero movie, but it is a super writer movie. And it's based on some facts, but it is a fictionalized
Right.
tale about Anne Hathaway, who they call Agnes. I guess those two names are interchangeable.
Right.
And when she meets Will Shakespeare, and this is all about their life, how they meet, how they court very quickly. And
Hey, life expectancy was 30 back then. You had
I
to
know,
move,
right?
man. Had to move.
And they get married much to their each respective family's chagrin, and they have three children. And Will is a glove maker, and Agnes is played by Jessie Buckley, splendidly so. Is considered a bit of a witch, if you will, because she embraces nature and what nature's gifts give to us. And so she's seen a little bit differently, but together they are just madly in love. They have these three beautiful children, some traumatic birth experiences. I hate watching women give birth on screen, but she did an amazing job. Way to go, Jessie Buckley. Um, and again, how nature intertwines with all of this. And then we find that Will is being drawn to London to a playhouse to write. He just can't shake this writing. And so he leaves his family for periods on end, much like Train Dreams. That reminded me a little bit of Train Dreams.
Yeah, a little bit.
And what happens when tragedy strikes, and how can the family heal from that and come back together? I don't want to give you too much more information. The little boy who
No, you
played,
can. I think you can
can I?
because it's well known what happens.
Okay, so the little boy Hamnet, played adorably by Jacoby Jupe. Jupe, is that
Yep.
right?
Juke,
Um,
yep.
and Noah Jupe's little brother, I believe, who also makes a little cameo at the end wonderfully. Um,
Jesus.
yeah, right. And so Hamnet dies, and the death sequence, the death scenes when he's dying and why he dies from the bubonic plague. I thought it was the mumps because they had like bumps on
Right,
their
right. Yeah.
laryngeal area. Um, anyway, so he's a twin with Judith, and the way that he dies is very, very spiritual, very beautiful, and sad and heartbreaking. And
Really? I thought it was horrific.
no, I thought it was that bond that a twin has is incredible. Um,
Okay.
and it was horrific. Absolutely. You lose a child, it's horrific. Absolutely. And then the way that Shakespeare deals with that death, that tragedy, is so different than the way the Anne or Agnes deals with it. And they can't see themselves together grieving in the same way. They don't understand
No,
one another. But it is this
they can't.
play, Hamlet, that comes out of this death, this tragedy, that they both understand how the other one is healing and grieving. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh my God,
Yeah.
beautifully filmed, cinematically stunning. And she just intertwines this story together to really create something super powerful. That final scene, ah,
I
ah,
can't. I can't. I always refer to as the hitching sob, and I kind of make fun of people, especially women who have the hitching sob. Yeah, that was me watching this fucking thing. Jesus Christ.
yeah,
Uh, I love the fact that their unspoken looks towards each other at the end, Shakespeare and Anne. She realizes that the play is a gift that he has given her
yeah. In the
to
world,
be able to say goodbye,
yeah.
to be
Oh.
able to say goodbye to their boy.
And Paul Mescal
And
plays Will Shakespeare beautifully, and that he's fine throughout the entire movie until that final
and
scene.
then at the end, yeah.
Oh, takes your
Yeah,
breath away.
I've never been impressed with the guy. I'm like, what's the big deal? But here I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
now I get it. And not only her reaction to when Hamlet dies at the end of the play, but the entire
I
audience and
know.
what they do. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Um, just I wish I could have been on the set that day
Oh my gosh.
to witness that. There must have been just a charge throughout the entire company. That moment of silence that they have, that moment in which they are all doing the same thing. It must have been incredible to witness. Um, Now I'm upset again.
I know, we're both
Um,
sniffling.
but and the thing is that it doesn't, I wouldn't say it ends on a high note, but there is a sense of understanding there, and there's a sense of healing too.
Yes.
And that's why movies like this are important, as difficult as they are to sit through, as much as they gut you, as much as and I think another thing they do is they make you feel grateful
Yeah.
that you're a parent and that your kids are okay.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that also that it points away to the fact that there is something else. You can heal from something like this. And that final moment, and I'm not going to give that away, uh, where
Oh,
she feels as though, okay, I can go on. I know I make a list every year of 10 best scenes of the year. That one's at the top. There's
yeah.
nothing close in any movie I've seen this year that moved me like that.
Absolutely.
Um,
And I love that blanket that they gave me even
oh
more.
Jesus, the blanket they gave us. I was like, man, it's a blanket. Oh, it's a blanket. Yeah. And then I watched the movie and I'm like, oh,
Uh,
now I get it. Now I get it. So,
oh my God, we're both a wreck.
yeah. But you know what? This is why we do this. For all the shitty fucking movies we sit through throughout the year. And I'm looking at my list this year, and I'm going to
Sure.
top out at about 280 new movies
Yeah,
for all the crap. And I'm looking through that list. There's some I don't even remember. The title's there. I couldn't tell you what it's about. But
right.
we sit through that stuff so that we can appreciate these things, these pieces of magic that occur. And they cut through the artifice. They move you. They make you think. They make you appreciative. That's what this is about. And I'm just so grateful that we have access to all this stuff.
I am too. I really am. A movie that can move you like this. And it spoke to both of us a little differently. And so did Jay Kelly. And I like that we both loved each of these movies, but we took away something different from that. And that is a well done, multi-layered film. If you can have two people who
Exactly.
watch 300 movies a year take away something different and appreciate it at the level that we are, the depth that we are, that is absolutely incredible.
That's the sign of a great film. No
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Yep.
No doubt about it. Um, I'm looking forward to the upcoming weeks. I don't know if we're going to have anything as good as these two
Right.
things to talk about, but there are other things coming up. I have not seen Marty Supreme yet.
Okie dokie
Uh,
dokie.
yeah, I know
Yep.
I know you have. I know you don't like him, and that might be part of the problem. I'm anxious for you to see Bradley Cooper's new film. Is this thing on?
I did. I watched that.
You did? Okay, I'm anxious for us to talk about that. That doesn't open wide until January.
Right.
And then there's The Testament of Anne Lee. Have you watched
I
that?
haven't. I've got to watch that tonight.
Me too. I need to watch that with Amanda Seyfried. She was nominated,
Yes.
and
As was the movie, right?
don't think it was.
No? Okay.
I don't think it was, but she was. No, it was not.
Okay.
Uh, but I think that the thing that's keeping me away from it is it's a musical
I
about
know.
shakers.
Yeah. I know.
You know how I feel about musicals and
And Shakers, maybe?
shakers. I know a little bit about shakers. I used to teach a book that took place in the shaker community. I know a little bit about
They're like
them, but
Quakers, aren't they? Shakers and Quakers, right?
it's different.
Amish?
They're very similar. They're very similar, but their whole thing that made them different was this whole shaking thing, this speaking in tongues, this physical
Oh,
reaction that they would have when they
okay.
were in the spirit of things.
Gotcha.
And they also built really cool furniture.
Yes, Shaker
Yeah,
style.
shaker style
Hang,
style
hang
furniture.
those chairs on the walls.
Yep, hang them on the wall. That's right. Right, make more room, and yeah, exactly. So we got some other stuff coming up, and we'll see what we will see, and we'll have plenty to talk about, especially as the award season kicks up.
Very good. Chuck, thanks for talking about these. I'm so glad we got a chance to do this. I hope people listen to this podcast. I hope that the powers that be at Netflix can let everyone know how much we love this movie. And then where does Hamnet come from? Is that Focus?
That's Focus, yeah, and
Okay.
it's in theaters. It's spreading out slowly. It's in major cities now. We're going to get it in the Champaign-Urbana area either next week or the 19th. So it's a slow rollout as it should be. I'm hoping that the word of mouth catches on with this one.
Me too. Me too. Chuck, thank you very, very much. Everybody, thank you for listening to Real Talk with Chuck and Pam. Make sure you check out our website. Chuck has a fantastic interview that will be up there soon. So we'll give
This
you more.
week.
Yeah, we'll give you more information about that. Realtalkwithchuckandpam.com, our EEL talk with chuckandpam.com.